CrackBerry.com.
Hey everybody, Kevin here for CrackBerry.com. It's June 5th, another milestone day for BlackBerry 10 rollout around the globe. I'm with Kristian Tear, the COO at BlackBerry, and today, the Q10, you can buy it in the US of A. So that's what we're going to talk about today, spread the word that it is finally in America. You have it in your hand. Q10 or Z10, which do you prefer? First question.
Yeah, I'm still using the C10, but Q10 is a great device as well, and the keyboard is absolutely fantastic, and it combines the best of BlackBerry with the new BlackBerry. So yeah, good device.
And this is the phone that I think the long-standing BlackBerry users, the people who love physical keyboards, I mean, they have been waiting for. I mean, I love both the Z10 and the Q10. I've been using this for a few weeks now. But yeah, I mean, the enterprise story in the US, we've been hearing it from our CrackBerry readers, our members, for a long time now. It's, when can we get the Q10? Mm-hmm. Why is it taking so long to get the Q10 in the US? So what's the story though on the rollout now? T-Mobile's the first to get it today. Where does it go from here?
So very excited about this day today. This is a really important day for us. And what is unique about it is that we're actually launching all 4 US carriers at the same time. So it's going to be available from AT&T, it's going to be available from Verizon, it's going to be available from T-Mobile and from Sprint on pre-order, and next week with some of them in store already. So that is unique by itself, that we actually get all 4 carriers to go fully behind it. Very excited about that, and obviously now the marketing and the exposure and the advertising is going to ramp as well. So it's a very, very exciting time for us. The other good thing about it is as well that when we look at the enterprise side to your question, is that we have installed BEST 10.1 with 60% basically of all Fortune 500 companies are testing, have ordered or are piloting it as we speak. So obviously that will help to put some pull into the market as well for the Q10. And like you said, a lot of people have been waiting for this device. This is what the BlackBerry lovers really have been looking forward to. And it is a fantastic experience. The best of the best, only from BlackBerry. And there's really nobody else who can provide that experience with full touch and with a great BEST keyboard.
No, absolutely. Keyboard is great, and it's funny because I went touchscreen for a while, so then it took a little time to get used to the keyboard again. But then when you have that physical keyboard, you have such control over the phone. Whether it's entering passwords or email addresses or website addresses, it's just the dexterity you have can't be touched even by a great touchscreen keyboard.
Oh, exactly, and the multitasking and the productivity obviously goes up. So I mean, you can sit with your device under the table and do 2 things at the same time.
Ignore the meetings and check your emails.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it is about productivity as well, and what we are proud and pleased about is that the US carriers are launching it on the $199 price point, which is obviously a consumer price point as well.
Right.
T-Mobile is having it on $99, which is even more of a consumer price point. So we're excited about getting both the enterprise obviously on board and the consumers on board on the device.
So speaking of carrier support for a second, colors. We both have white Q10s here. Yeah. Are all the carriers getting both colors, or is there are some of them getting black only, white only?
Oh, so we have one with white, and then.
So with the Z10, it was Verizon. Is it the same case?
It's the same. Yeah.
Same. Okay.
Yeah. So, but again, everybody's out there. Everybody's supporting it. We have good relations with all of the carriers. Everybody expresses their support. Everybody has been working closely together with us, again, to make it a perfect launch. So a lot of training, a lot of collaboration going on in delivering on this.
Now, timing of the launch. So, I wrote an article a few days ago because all our members were giving me a hard time, saying, Kevin, you got to give BlackBerry a hard time because we thought it would be here in May or even sooner.
Yeah.
So it's early June. We're not too far off the mark.
No.
Are there any reasons behind? I guess our readers want to know, who can they point the finger to? Is this carriers taking too long to approve things? Is this BlackBerry keeping up with demand on the production side?
We always have an interest in making sure that it happens obviously as fast as possible across the globe, and I'll come back to that in a second. But what also matters for us is obviously quality on the device, that is going before time. Then obviously as well, the different devices with different carriers, they have different requirements, so they all need to be especially adapted to each and every carrier. That takes time. But the good news is then that if you look at what we have achieved with the Q10, we achieved 255 TAs in a record low time. So we have never in RIM's history or in BlackBerry's history gotten as good of a footprint and coverage as we have with the Q10 as quickly as possible.
Got it. So it's sort of a scope thing. If you take the very big global scope, things are going smoother than ever. If you're sitting in the States waiting though, then there's a little bit of impatience because
it is not at the same time, even though we would wish it would be at the same time, but we can't delay the others either. The US carriers have a lot of requirements that we obviously need to fulfill, and that all players need to fulfill. It's not only for BlackBerry to make sure that the device is well fit to the network and to the environment it's going to run on. But if you look at the lead time between Z10 kind of globally launched or launched in Canada, UK, versus when Q10 is coming out in the US, it has a much shorter time. So we have shrunk it considerably, and we obviously still continue to work with it.
Okay, and then on the enterprise side, so BlackBerry Live was just 3 weeks ago, I think, recently. I think we heard the number 10,000 companies were already trialing or using BES 10. Going according to plan. I know I spoke to a lot of the BES administrators at BlackBerry Live who seemed pretty happy. They just, again, they wanted the Q10. I could have sold this at BlackBerry Live for thousands of dollars, I think.
I'm sure you could.
So now they're going to get it. In terms of support from the big guys, the Fortune 500s, is it where you want it to be?
It is very good. Obviously, this is also something they have been waiting for. BES 10.1 that provides the full security, the security that only BlackBerry can do, but also the fact that it's going to be cross-platform. So if you look at total cost of ownership, this is going to be the best total cost of ownership that you can have, and you're going to manage all the other devices as well from one console. So I think that is really powerful. Really appreciate that. Coming back to security, coming back to productivity, and this is what BlackBerry is all about.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing we can clarify too, because I know, with the launch of the Z10, BlackBerry Balance was a big story, and that was to, I guess, get the foothold into sort of the bring your own device to work movement. With the Q10 and when we start talking enterprise now, it's kind of the I call it the unfun BlackBerry. It's to take, give big companies the ability to lock down the phone. They're giving it to their employees, and they need to be able to track and do everything. And that was something I rolled out in 10.1. That wasn't at launch with 10.
Yeah. No, and obviously balance as well is an appreciated feature, both from the enterprise side and obviously from the consumer side as well. So I think it serves both those camps really well. And I've met with many CIOs and certainly what you experienced in Orlando as well. Everybody is very excited about it. Everybody is looking forward to getting their hands on the device and obviously getting as well all their server environments upgraded, and that's going according to plan. It's a simple upgrade like we described in Orlando. It's takes an hour maybe to do, and then if you have a more complicated one, maybe an hour and a half too. But it's simple to do, and it's getting done by everybody.
Okay.
So that's rolling on.
And then on the marketing standpoint, so I'm excited because I just walked over here from my hotel. It was only a few blocks away, and I saw a person leaning against the side of a building with, actually at a glance, I thought it was a 9900, and then I did a double take, and I was like, no, that looks a little different, and it was a Q10 he had already. So I know one person picked it up this morning. That's a great start. What should we expect to see in terms of marketing ramp up now? Is it carriers? Will BlackBerry be doing their own thing in the US too?
So obviously we have the carrier support, and I think that is really good. So we appreciate all their help and the support that we are getting. We obviously also put in our own effort into this and into this launch. Then there's a second device, so obviously we have one device out there already, so we're putting the second one out, we're putting BES 10.1 out, we're putting cross-platform management out there, we're putting BBM cross-platform out there, so the ecosystem is growing, the number of applications is growing as well, so I think we're putting more and more bricks to the wall, and it's getting stronger and stronger.
Okay, and now I know earnings are a couple of weeks away, so we're in that quiet period where I can't ask too many numbers questions, but so tell me if we can't talk on this or not. In terms of the split between Z10 and Q10, now there's been quite a few reports, and even at BlackBerry Live you got the sense that this is going to be, of the two, the more popular of the bunch. Is that something you've seen on the demand leading up to the Q10's launch in the States?
Again, like I said in the beginning, no numbers, but what I think is interesting if you look at it, I mean, obviously, if you look at the QWERTY market, and if you look at this space, the addressable market, this is our market, this is our space, it builds on our credibility from the past, it builds on something that only we can offer, so I'm confident we will have a very high share in that space, and we have a lot of customers, as you point out, that is waiting for this device as well. So, and the other than market for touchscreen devices is obviously the larger segment of the two, but I will not dare to make any comparisons in between them. We want both to be successful, and that's what we're working for.
Makes sense. No, it's one of the quotes that I actually forget where I heard it from, but I use it as my own now because I think it's really it's reflective of the market, and there's no demand for keyboard smartphones. There's just a demand for keyboard BlackBerries, and I think you guys really own the market. And when it comes to the timing, it's kind of whenever you launch this, you know, so even if it's June 5th and it's a little later than some of the Americans wanted, everybody who wants it was waiting for it.
Yeah,
so
we have a lot of loyal users, and we thank them obviously for waiting on this launch, so we appreciate that. And I think we will deliver a fantastic device for them with a great keyboard, an improved keyboard from the past, but also add the new BlackBerry 10 experience with a great touchscreen, with a good multimedia experience. And then of course with a lovely hardware and beautiful design, and the stainless steel and the back door, and it's all quality throughout.
It's a great device. Kristian, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Best of luck with the launch.
Thank you very much.